Hi all, just a quick tutorial on how to access Google Sites for those of you who haven't accessed Google Sites before. This is the platform we're using for our final reflection and a really great platform for developing things called e-portfolios. That's going to be due with the last week of this class. But also something that is cool to know about in your professional world. Honestly, e-portfolios are rapidly kind of becoming a norm in job interviews because you can just include a little URL on your resume, and then on an e-portfolio you can actually show your work, like show you what you've done. Totally different than like saying, oh, I've taken a class in mapping. That's one thing, but if you can give them a web link, show them all the maps that you made and like the story you told and everything, it's a lot more powerful. All right, so we're using Google Sites. So I typically just go straight to my email first. And so you have to sign in, right? I'll go ahead and sign in to my account, show you this example. Again, I have to go through the authentication process, and then it should bring it right up, no problem. And then so once in here, ignore the crazy amount of email that I have. You go on the little 9 dots, the Google Apps, and under there you'll see Sites. It might be a little further down than where it is on mine, but it's there, I'm confident. So go to Sites, and once you click on Sites, you'll see that there's both a template gallery up here. So one, if you're just not comfortable, you're not creative, kind of like me, you might go with like a student portfolio, and what it does is basically just has some really basic prompts in there. Or you can kind of go, if you've done this before, you can build one off of, say another one that you've already done. I've done a lot of these, right? But I'm going to show you the blank version because it's just so incredibly easy to kind of get started with this blank. So first thing you want to do is kind of give it a name. So I used to do, my first name, last initial, first initial, last name, sorry. And then ES, 215 for the class that I'm in, something like that, right? So you give it a title, and it's automatically saved to Drive, your Google Drive. So, you don't have to save anything. It just automatically does this. It's really nice. And then, so you might title it, right? Like final reflection. And change like the header type. So you can, just hovering it over it, you can choose a different image where you upload one from, say your just from your computer, or there it goes, right? Or you can go and choose one, select one from either just the default gallery by URL. So if you've got an image posted somewhere that you have access to that has open rights, you can search on Google. You can add stuff from your Google Drive or your albums or whatever, all that kind of stuff. Right, so let's just pretend I'll do something like that to change really fast the background image. It's that easy, right? And it gets optimized and everything. It's really, really cool. So that's just the header part. You can change the type and everything. You can go to like this full cover style or large banner, whatever. And then really what you want to do is provide 3 different artifacts. That's what I require. So examples of things that you've done in this class, or like articles that really inspired you from the Maps in Society forum, that kind of stuff. And so you kind of want to do, you can choose one of these pre-formatted layouts where you kind of click on it, and this is where you put your image, right, of the map or the article or whatever. And here you say inspiration, right? And then you give a little narrative about like this article was so cool. So cool because, right, you do that, and you do that 3 different times, and you can kind of, you can see there's all these different like pre-built templates, or you can kind of just click down in this area and click like a text box. If you just want to write a big long paragraph introducing maybe your reflection, or if you just want a big image, again, you go to the same search dialog where you've got stuff in your Google Drive, or you've got, things that you can search for through Google Images that it's only going to show sort of open licensed ones. All these could potentially be used as ways to kind of dress up this e-portfolio. And so you can really make it your own. You can make it as creative and artistically pleasing as possible as you want, or you can keep it pretty basic. But just remember, you need those 3 different, artifacts, examples of your work, and an associated reflection with it. Like, what was so cool about this? What did I learn? Why was this the assignment that stuck out the most? And then when you go to publish it, so it's all automatically saved in your drive. You can't just copy the URL and paste it into Moodle. That's not going to work quite as well. What I recommend is doing this share with others. And if you type me in, Trammell E, that's going to tell you share with me, right? And hit send. That's one of the easiest ways. The other way, which I recommend you doing both, honestly. Don't forget to hit publish. You have to hit publish. Forgot about that. So hit publish first. That makes sure that it's, its final version, and then hit that share with me. But then you can also go to, publish a site link and copy this link. And, as long as that settings are set there, that you can just paste that in. You can also change things here where you say like anyone at Southern Oregon University can find your draft, or it can be restricted to just publish. But publish site, should be SOU at least. And as long as this says publish site can be available by SOU and you've hit publish, you can usually copy that that URL and paste it into Moodle for me. But I do recommend doing the share with me, and then go ahead and grab this link and paste it into Moodle. That's going to be the easiest, most effective way. So hopefully that helps. If you need examples, please let me know. I do have some examples, certainly from other classes and everything. So I'm happy to share some of these with you, and just as a way to kind of briefly look at what types of information one might include in these e-portfolios.